Good morning, students. In order to do various activities in our day to day life, we require a lot of energy. And from where we get all this energy from? We get this energy from the food that we eat. Our food is has to undergo through a process in order to be converted into energy in our body. So the process wherein the food enters the body and it is broken down into simpler substances and it is absorbed by the blood, this process is called as digestion. And today we are going to learn about our digestive system. Our digestive system basically consists of alimentary canal and glands. Various organs of our body come together to form what is called as the digestive system. Now, it is somewhat like a skit or a play wherein some character comes in, does their part, and then the play moves on and the next character comes in. So, similarly, in the digestive system, we have many organs, mostly consisting of the alimentary canal and the glands. Now, what do you understand by the term glands? Glands are those organs which are present in our body which secrete certain chemicals or enzymes, you can say, that would help in the various processes of our body. So, glands are important. Now, like I said, glands secrete something which is called as enzymes. Now, let us, before we move on to the different parts, let us understand what this term enzymes are. Now, enzymes are chemicals which are secreted by the glands. These chemicals are very essential for the metabolic processes which takes place in our body. Now, these enzymes are basically protein molecules which what it does is it acts as a catalyst in various reactions which takes place in our body. Now, what is a catalyst? A catalyst is someone which is present but is not exactly involved in the reaction. Now, how do you say this? Suppose if your mummy is cooking the food, so she is the one who puts the vegetables in the vessel, who puts the amount of water in the vessel, and finally the thing gets converted into a new product, that is your food. The raw material gets converted into food in presence of your mother. Your mother is just handling the stuff. So similarly, enzymes are something like that which helps in the process of digestion. Now, like I said, the various organs of digestion, let's have a look at the diagram of the digestive system. This here, given here, is the diagram of digestive system. In case if this is not very visible to you, you can open your textbooks to page number 85 and there you can see your digestive system. The digestive system consists of your mouth. From the mouth, this opening, in the mouth you have the salivary glands. The pipe-like structure present over here, this is the esophagus. You have the stomach. This is the liver, gallbladder, pancreas. Now these are the various glands which are present in our body which helps in the process of digestion. Here we have the small intestine, the large intestine, and the final is your anus. So let us understand the digestive system. Like I said, the various organs of the alimentary canal would be beginning with the mouth. Then we have what is called as pharynx. After the pharynx comes the esophagus. After the esophagus, we have the stomach. Then we have the small intestine. After the small intestine comes the large intestine. And in the end, we have the anus, through which the body expels. So anus is actually a part of the large intestine. In the glands, we have the major glands that we have would be liver and the pancreas. We also have the salivary glands, which helps by secretion of various chemicals, which helps in the process of digestion. So let us move ahead with the digestive system. Like we said, the first organ or the process of digestion begins in your mouth. So the first organ for digestion is your mouth. So let us understand what happens to the food in the mouth. So we will be looking at each and every organ or each and every part of the body where your food reaches, and then what happens to the food there. Now basically our food consists of three basic nutrients which are energy giving. The first one is carbohydrates. Then we have proteins, and we also have the fats. So basically what is happening is we are breaking down the carbohydrates, proteins and fats which is present in our food into smaller soluble particles which our body can easily absorb. So in the mouth we have our teeth. Now teeth is something which helps you to grind the food. Now this set of teeth that we have also is divided into 4 types of teeth. So let us understand the different types of teeth. The first, now if I give you an apple and I tell you to eat it, so what would you do with the entire apple? You cannot put it in your mouth. You will have to bite it. So in order to bite the apple, you use the teeth which is present in the front. So this set of teeth are known as incisors. This is the first type. If we look at this diagram, if you look at the diagram which is given on page 84, you will see here this is the incisor the front four teeth present here at the bottom and the four teeth at the front. These are the incisors. Now after the incisors, you have something called as canine. Now canines are the two sharp teeth which is present next to the incisor. Now if you look at our canines, they are not that sharp. But if you look at the canine of a dog or of any other animal, you can actually see the two prominent teeth which is very sharp. So the basic function of the canine teeth is to tear the food. So incisors helps you to bite the food, to break it down, and canine is also used for tearing the food apart, that is breaking down the food. Behind the canine, the next part, we have something called as premolars. As the term suggests, premolars means the one which comes before the molars. And after premolars, we have the molars, which are the teeth which is present exactly at the back. Now premolars and molars, both, if you can just feel it with your tongue, the teeth which is present at the back of the mouth, those have a flat top surface. Now because of that, it helps you to grind. So if you have these two parts as the flat surface, then the food is ground. You eat it and you grind the food. So this also helps you to break down the food particles into tiny particles. So this is the main function of the teeth which is present in our mouth. Now just close to our mouth, we also have another organ which is the salivary glands. Let's have a look at it in the image. It is given on page 85. You can see over here. Here we have the salivary glands. Now what is the function of the salivary glands? The salivary glands releases saliva. The saliva mixes with the food and it helps in the digestion of food. Now saliva is actually has an enzyme. The saliva which is present in our mouth has an enzyme which is known as ptyalin. The P here is silent, so it's ptyalin, or it is also called as salivary amylase. Mostly enzymes end in the word ASE. So this is the enzyme which is secreted or which is present in the saliva, which is the ptyalin or the salivary amylase. Now what is the basic function of this enzyme? This enzyme helps to break down starch into simple sugar maltose, which can be absorbed by the body. Now the starch, which is a sugar, is broken down into maltose. So basically what is starch? Starch is nothing but a form of carbohydrates. So the process of digestion or breaking down of carbohydrates begins in our mouth. So the carbohydrate in the form of starch is broken down into maltose because of the saliva which is there in our mouth, and the saliva contains the enzyme that is ptyalin or the salivary amylase. So this finishes with the portion which is the mouth. After the mouth, comes the pharynx. Now what does the pharynx do? The pharynx is present at the junction between your food pipe and the windpipe. Now, food pipe and windpipe are general terms which I use. The base actual word which is used over here is the esophagus and the trachea. Trachea is nothing but the windpipe, and esophagus is the food pipe. So it is present at the entrance of the food and the trachea. So sometimes when you are eating your food and you laugh out aloud, the food particle by mistakenly enters your windpipe rather than the food pipe, and you start coughing. So this is because of the pharynx. The pharynx is present at the initial. It's like a joint wherein both the pipes begin. So we are more concerned with the esophagus because that is a part of the digestive system. So let's have a look at the pharynx on this page. You can view that this point which is given, the beginning of both the windpipe which enters into the lungs and the food pipe, that is the esophagus. That junction is known as the pharynx, commonly known as throat. Now, after this, we have after pharynx, next we have the esophagus. The esophagus is a tube-like structure which begins from the pharynx and enters the stomach. So basic function, it's a tube-like structure, that is how it looks. And what is the function of the esophagus? It helps to push the food from the mouth to the stomach, where the actual action of digestion takes place. The entire movie climax, or whatever you can call it as. So esophagus is a tube-like structure. So I hope you have understood up till now. The next organ that we would be learning is stomach, but that we would be doing it in our next class. Till then, thank you so much, students. Have a nice day.